Hey, how you doing? Down here on the floor looking at some maps. I thought I'd show you guys specifically where me and my daughter and family have looked for Forrest Fenn's treasure. We went up there and we discovered at first this cool earthquake lake. This is West Yellowstone here. I'm going to try and show you. I don't know if this is in focus. West Yellowstone. Here's the park. Here's where the Madison comes in. This is Too Far to Walk area where he talks about in his intro of the book that you definitely don't want to put too close to the window when it rains, or you'll be plucking out the couple of pages that didn't stick together that you find relevant. And anyway, I've actually boated this little stretch here, and that's where I thought maybe Heavy Loads Water High was a beaver dam on these little backlog sub creeks that kind of curl around, and so it would be going down the river, down the canyon, and then up a creek with no paddle. But didn't really find much there. I've walked that rim, and then I boated down like he did, and tooled around a little bit. But it's up here. There's a big fire area on this side of the river, and it seems like that might have been the blaze, but it was so big and vast that finding one part of the blaze, or when you first encounter it, didn't seem to make any sense. I got a little frustrated. But when I first came up here, me and the daughter drove around looking up Red Canyon and different things, but we drove over here, found the earthquake lake below the dam, and so we thought that's really in a canyon. And there's a couple of creeks here. This is Rock Creek. We hiked up Rock Creek just above the info station there. And there's a little trail that kind of goes up here, but it's not much of a trail. And since he said it was wet, we walked along the stream looking, didn't find anything. Then I put in over here and took a boat across the lake to look up this across the lake. You can't really get to it, but this stream, ooh, I've searched before. Driven up Beaver, but I think maybe hiking along Beaver would be more sensible because it does go within 200, 500 feet of the road. That might be a good one to check. Haven't thoroughly checked that, but there's a road that goes up. I've camped up there. I woke up to some sounds in the night. I don't know if that was elk or buffalo or bear, but man. Oh, and when we did go up this creek, we boated from the boat ramp over here and then hiked up this creek. Some other people said they'd seen a grizzly up there, but he was small, so we didn't see him in our day. So we kind of checked out some of these creeks. The one that's right after the dam, probably close enough to walk, so I don't think it's it, but it's this Cabin Creek, and that's where these neat stripes of rock come down. And I thought maybe, that Heavy Loads Water High were waiters, and they have to go either across the river or to an island on a river. So I brought binoculars and we're looking on the other side of the creeks. But that's a pretty vicious creek. I don't think Forrest could have crossed it with his stuff twice without maybe dropping something. But that's maybe why I took it twice. I don't know. So we've looked up Cabin Creek, up Rock Creek, and whatever this thing is on this side. And then, and Too Far to Walk area. But then on this one, in Yellowstone here, so let me orient you. This is West Yellowstone. Okay, here's where the park entrance is, and here's where you kind of put in to get to that Too Far to Walk area. But if you drive up this, the road switches over the river, and then comes over on this side. And this big canyon here, this big gorge, let me see here. This big gorge here under Madison Junction, where the fire hole comes in and meets up with the Gibbon River, and they turn into the Madison. This is beautiful, fun place to swim and all that, but if you take it in the canyon down, we thought maybe it was down map, not downstream, so we looked some the creeks and went to where he likes his little swimming hole. You come down and you take a bike ride, and that's nice. It's not the green, but it looked really blue to us. I think it was Ojos Caliente or something, and nobody was there the whole time we biked over there. Me and my daughter put on our swimsuits, hopped in, tubbed for an hour and a half, then got out and dried off, and we didn't see anybody that whole time. So in the height of summer, that was pretty awesome, being in Forrest's little tub. That was cool, as well as kayaking down this area. But at one point we stopped along the road, saw where an elk crossed and where a bald eagle was drinking, and we put on our waders and walked across the Madison River to check out in this canyon these things going, these streams that go up into the far side. And no one really had been there. It was very pristine. Found some antlers and stuff. So those streams were covered. You know, I mean, I think we figured out where we're going next, but I just wanted to show you where we've been. So you might not have to do it, or you might think, wow, they just don't know how to look. One of the things about the streams coming off below the junction there, that come into these canyons and curl around and go to this little lake, those streams are covered with a million logs across them because no one had been there to clear them out, right? So we thought that that was the reason you'd have no paddle up your creek. And those are the heavy loads in the high water. But we walked up them, and it's beautiful, really cool. But that might help you not search there or think that we did it bad or whatnot. So just trying to help you out. Get a map. Go have a fun time with your family before we find it later in the summer. Okay? Because we're going back and we got a real good idea of just how and where and why. And can't wait. But gonna have to because it's a far drive. Good luck to y'all, and happy hunting.